Hello, friends. It's your coach here, Sadie from Utopia Coaching. How have you been? I've been okay. Tell me, have you taken the time to check out my YouTube channel? If you haven't, please do so. Go to YouTube and look for Utopia Coaching. When you get there, please like and subscribe to my channel. This time I'm here to talk about labels, and I'm challenging you to allow your mind to get absorbed on this topic as you listen to me. So labels, what are those? Here I'm talking about those things that you are known as, or what people call you. So you have your name and then you have a label. Some of the labels are funny and they light up our day, when we think about the person and their behaviors or those things that they do or what they say that has earned them the label. Other labels, though, are not so cool, right? And most of the time, labels are indeed linked to our behaviors or those things that we do or what we say that has earned us the label. Some of us know our labels, and some of us also label ourselves. Have you ever done that? I have. Yes, I used to very proudly and confidently call myself a perfectionist. You see, in my world, I had a belief that being a perfectionist means that everything that I do, whatever work that I get involved in or what I produce is of high standard. And yes, I used to pride myself a lot with that. My results also spoke for themselves, and I achieved top performer status. I got promotions and all those things that I used to think were important. And no, none of those things hurt. And then one day, I went for an interview. And during the interview, as we know how it goes in interviews, I was asked to describe myself. And I said, I'm a perfectionist. I described how my being a perfectionist has landed me with in the place that I was at the time as a performer in that organization. How being a perfectionist has helped me get my team to perform at very high standards and give very high levels of performance results. And I really expressed how being a perfectionist also contributes positively to projects that I get involved in with my colleagues. So I really rode that perfectionism wave, very, very well. And the interview carried on. And later on in the interview, I was asked, what was the one thing that I would like to change in my team to move my team from being good to great? And I took a moment and I said, I don't think my team gets it. I told the panel how I think that my team sometimes miss the mark, that sometimes they don't understand what I'm asking them to deliver. I said my team sometimes, and I don't get why they don't get it, because we've been together for so long. I mean, they're my team, and sometimes they just don't give what I'm asking them to give, and I went on. And at the end of my answer, after I said that I would like to change my team and make them get it, one of the panelists looked at me and he asked me some questions. He said, could it be because that you are a self-proclaimed perfectionist that your team doesn't get it? That you think your team doesn't get what you're asking them to give you? He asked me, could it be that your team doesn't get how to meet your high standards and your high demands? Could it be that some of your team members are even afraid to ask you for guidance because you expect them to know it already? Could it be that because you are a perfectionist, you expect your team to also be perfectionists. No, I didn't answer that question, those questions. I didn't say anything. In fact, I left the interview feeling very angry. And I was thinking to myself, how could an interviewer not appreciate a perfectionist? Huh? How could an interviewer cross-question my perfectionism like that? I mean, who doesn't want a manager that gets their team to give optimal performance results? Actually, this interviewer must actually step up. Actually, this interviewer and my team must actually step up and try to be perfect, because that's the only way to make it. As you can imagine, I didn't have a great day thereafter. And I went to my coach and I spoke with her, and she listened, and she said to me, if it bothers you as much as I can see that it does, I suggest that you listen and you act. Listen with an aim to act. So I went away. Would you like to know what happens next? Join me next week and I will tell you what happened next. But as you can tell, my label presented some limitations to me, to me and to my team. And my label didn't serve me, and my label surely didn't serve my team. Now today, I'm asking you, what is your label? What emotions does your label evoke in others when they think about those things that you do as you live up to your label? Can you think about how your label might be limiting you? Can you imagine how much of greatness you might be missing out on because of your label? Tune in for more on this topic. Please follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. My website, www.utopiacoaching.co.za. Come, let me help you to create a world of prosperity. Let me help you to be part of the world where you prosper.